Last year, I brought my Pentax 67II to Manchester, Tennessee for the first time. I fell in love with how green and how quiet that little town is. I hoped one day I could return. Well, guess what? This year, the same job brought me back to the same place. And this time, I also decided to only bring one camera with me. And this is the Pentax 67 only trip. Hey guys, this is Sam. Welcome back to another episode of The Photos We Don't Take Are the Best Photos. Every time I go on this travel job, I never know beforehand where we'll be staying or what time of day I will be working. It's always an adventure. Hello, Manchester, Tennessee. I am back. We arrived the afternoon before workday and met up at the same Airbnb where we stayed last time. This place looked exactly the same. So I decided to take some of the same shot with my Pentax 67. I first loaded up a roll of Kodak Vision 500T. I did brought a small tripod this time, but I realized that without an L-shaped bracket, I could only mount my 6.7 horizontally. This meant I was limited to taking horizontal shots when the camera is on the tripod. Perhaps because I shoot a lot more portraits, I'm accustomed to take vertical shot, but this limitation will force me to take more horizontal shots this time. This was shot as 2.4 60th of a second. That's like under one stop, underexposed. We'll see how it looks. This place was as green and as quiet as I remembered. I tried to recreate the same shot I took last year, but this time I couldn't walk as far down the road before we had to leave. It's so quiet here. It's so quiet and so green. The Airbnb we stayed at this time was a beautiful house deep in the woods. We could often see deer running around. This time, our crew worked night shift, which meant I wouldn't see much sunlight. Alright, for the second roll, I'm gonna load up a roll of Gold 200, but this time I'm gonna push it to 400. Hopefully I'll remember to push it after I'm done. And I don't remember that at all. I didn't even take my first shot until 2 days later. Look at the sunrise. Oh, so pretty.
Buddy, move back. Right behind you. That's what you say.
Then I thought, okay, I'm gonna be staying up all night. Maybe Gold 200 is not a good idea. So the next roll I loaded up is CineStill 800T, so I can capture some beautiful sunrise on a higher speed film. But that didn't happen. Alright, I didn't got time to shoot sunrise today. The next day before work started, I got to shoot some portraits. On CineStill 800T, I do like how the color looks for these couple of shots. Alright, that shot I just took over there, I saw that guy walking by and I hesitated and then I just like run after him. But I really wish in the camera it's not the CineStill 800. I was kind of wishing it's either gold or a portrait. I think the color would look nicer. On CineStill 800T, I do like how the color looks for these couple of shots until the very last photo on this row. There is this one guy. He was always wearing this really cute straw hat with full of pins. He worked at the company right next to us. I have been eyeballing him for 2 days. But he always seems very busy. I didn't want to bother him. Until this day. He was walking past by me. He saw me holding my camera. He said, "Do you want to take a photo of me?" I was like, "Yes, please." And at this point, I only have one last frame left in my camera. I took the shot and I said, "I ran out of film. Can I take another shot of you later after I put another roll of film in my camera?" Because I didn't want to keep him waiting while I'm swapping my film out. He quickly walked away after I took that shot. I loaded up a roll of Gold 200. But then I never ran into him again. Not that day, not the rest of the time I was there. After I got the film developed and scanned, I looked at the shot and wishing I had a portrait or gold in my camera and wishing I had take more photos and wishing he was facing the sunlight, wishing I took the shot straight on. I felt like I didn't capture what I saw with my own eyes for this picture. And I keep thinking, if I did everything right, how good this photo would be. I tried to work on it. I did some color editing, but just couldn't the color right. It's not bad, it's just not what I wanted for this shot. I guess at this point, the choice of film stock does matter. All right, give me 1 second. Let me just adjust the camera real quick.
Look at that camera.
All right, 1 second. Oh my God. And then I got some other portraits on this roll of 200. Do you mind if I take a photo just you? I love your hat. It's so amazing. Do you mind actually facing the front? The color would look great. I was aware this shot was backlit, so when I asked for the solo portrait, I positioned them facing towards the sunlight. I think this shot turned out really nicely. I really liked how their wardrobe matching the color of the sky and the yellow hat contrasting the blue. Everybody pass. Okay. Start raining! Oh my God! Right after I took that shot, can we catch a thunder? I just saw a thunder. I never really did long exposure night shots since, you know, I didn't have the habit of carrying tripod with me. This time, I finally had a chance to experiment. So I've just took a couple of more shots with my Pentax 67 with the gold 200 film at night. I had a tiny little tripod. I don't know how it's gonna hold up at 4 seconds long exposure. I'm really excited to see the results because I never really did night photo shoot on film just yet, and for the first time I tried the mirror lockup function on the Pentax 67. I was using this lightweight tiny little tripod. I had no idea how steady it would be. I was using the internal light meter in the Pentax 67. I had no idea how accurate it would be for night scenes, and I was using the mirror lockup function for the first time. I had no idea how that would work. With all of these unknowing, I had a lot of fun trying it. I tried to imagine how the photo would look on film with very little light. And it's a different kind of feeling, hearing the shutter open and then stay open for a few seconds and then closing down. You know, it's just different.
Like this hilltop mountain area, and so yeah, deer are just always like jumping in front of the car. And she's like, Monday,
Not tell anyone.
I'm doing it. She's like, Monday when we're done with work after an overnight 12-hour shift and after 2 hours of driving, do you want to like drive me around and take pictures? And I'm like, do you even realize how dangerous that is? Like,
this shot is literally has like no light. I shot this at 4 seconds at f5.6, between f5.6 and 4. Yeah. So dark, you can't see anything. Alright, the shot here, I just did a 15 second at f8. I do not know if the light reading is correct, but I guess we'll see. These photos turned out a little brighter than I expected, and I guess my tripod might be too small, or maybe it's because I was pressing the shutter instead of using a cable release, or maybe it's the mirror lockup function. Some of these photos turned out a bit blurry, but that's okay. Now I know how the photo looks according to my exposure level. I feel more confident to experiment with long exposure night scenes. Shooting long exposure scenery is one thing, but shooting portraiture at night is a whole nother challenge. Here is one shot I still couldn't make peace with. It was in the middle of the night. There is this lady who was sitting under the tent smoking. I asked her if I could take her photo. She spoke slowly and quietly. She was very nice. She agreed for me to do so. I took one shot but felt like it was too wide, and then I moved closer to take another one, but there was too much smoke. I snapped the third thinking she might have blinked, and then the fourth one I thought I had it, but it turned out not quite in focus. Since I started shooting film, especially when I'm shooting on medium format, I rarely taking 4 shots of the same subject, and yet out of these 4 shots, none of them worked. This scene, the atmosphere, the lighting, the way she posed, the way she looked at me, all worked out for this photo. But the photos didn't work because I didn't capture them right. I was so disappointed in myself for missing this one. So, the sun is up again, look! Beautiful sunrise! I shot a total of 2 rounds, I think, today. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out because this is pretty much my first time shooting like a full dark, like night scene. All of that being said, at the same time, my mistakes are what keeps me going, and now I'm eager to encounter another scene like this and see if I could capture it better. The process of learning and improving in photography often excites me even more than the photos themselves. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Do you mind like move towards me a little more? Yeah, there you go. Can I take one, just you? Yeah. Can you just like look straight at me? Like, let's move this way just a little bit. Do you mind actually get closer to the fence? Ah, that one person keep walking into our frame. Great. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Hi. I really like your style. Do you mind if I take a picture of you? How's your weekend?
It's going pretty good. I was here
Good?
on my sleep.
All right, give me 1 second. Thank you so much. I appreciate. You have a nice day. Hi. Excuse me, sir. I think you look really cool sitting here. Do you mind if I take a photo of you? Awesome, great. All right, let me just adjust this real quick. Thank you. You have a good day.
Can I take a picture?
Can I just take one first? Thank you so much.
Do we look good?
Yeah.
We do? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All
I
right.
just hooked up like that. Yeah, come on. The
All
family.
right.
Hey, Pangea on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Pangea!
Can I take one with my camera too?
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, yeah, so you got a good one.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you guys. Oh, look at this. How pretty. All right, gonna go back to work. As we wrap up work on the last day, we headed to a Waffle House for breakfast. While everyone else was eating, I, of course, snuck off to capture a few more shots. I really wish these two cars are not here. I really like this Waffle House sign, but since I can't mount my camera vertically and there are two cars parked next to the sign, I can't back up enough to center it. Anyway, let this be a learning experience. I also really wish this car is not here. I honestly think if I had a wider lens, this shot would look much better. And then I went inside and took a shot of this gentleman. I'm quite proud of this shot. This was shot at 1/30 of the second, handheld. I was a little too close to have everything sharp in focus, but this is quite steady, don't you think? By the time we're leaving, this looks so empty and the color looks much better, but oh well. Alright, it is 6 a.m. in the morning. I just came back to the Airbnb we're staying. I really wanted to go out and to take some photo of the town, because every time we drove to work I always see a lot of scenes I wanted to take photos of, but we just got off a 14-hour shift. So yeah, I guess this is it. We gonna leave in a little bit and then we'll go to the airport. We'll probably stop by Nashville before we go, but I don't know. I don't know what everybody's plan is, so we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna go with it. And then we picked up some coworker from the first house. I squeezed another row in. This place is still very quiet and very green, just as I remembered. It's very pretty and super therapeutic. Oh, look at this. I took a picture of, let's come this way a bit. So you guys see this barn right here? I took a picture of this. Last year I was here. I just took another shot of this. And then we drove all the way back to Nashville to fly back to Los Angeles. While waiting for the flight, everyone decided to hang out in downtown to grab a drink. So yeah, that's more photo time for me. On one of these days, I made an Insta story post. I wrote, "On my way to work just now, I saw a shirtless, very muscular man with a big headphone on. He was wearing a red shorts, driving a big chili red lawnmower that matches his short. In the 5 p.m. golden sunlight, mowing his large and nicely watered front lawn. I really wanted to jump out of the car and go ask if I could take a picture of him. But we quickly drove by. Now I'm sitting here thinking if I will ever encounter a scene like that. It would be a good picture," I thought to myself. But I guess living life, you just cannot photograph everything. And then I received a comment that said, "We all have a cemetery in a corner of our brain on the shots we didn't take." That is so true. The photos we see but never take becomes the best photo in our mind. It starts as a dreadful regret, and then it becomes a tombstone. And then it becomes a shining sparkle. And then it becomes a seed that will eventually grow flowers. That image only you saw cannot be created, cannot be showed, cannot be shared. It will only forever belong to just yourself. Had I taken that image, I might miss the focus, I might mess up the color, I might potentially create another failed image that haunts me. But since I never captured it, the moment remains this perfect photograph in my imagination was full of possibilities. Well, at least that's what I tell myself, so I can pretend everything is fine. What is your recent tombstone story? Leave me a comment. And this is Sam. I will see you next time. Bye!